Welcome back to Orchestrated Rams with Ian on the LA Rams Up Podcast Network. Today we'll be breaking down Rams versus Eagles on Sunday Night Football as the Eagles were on a hot streak flying high. The Rams had an up and down season thus far, but are trying to show up and perform well in front of the whole nation on Sunday Night Football. And in this game, there were tons of impactful plays, both good, bad, ugly by both teams. But today we'll be breaking down the top 5 most impactful plays of the game. And with that said, let's get into it. On this first impactful play of the game, very beginning of the second half here, third quarter, 15 minutes left, 1st and 10 situation for the Eagles offense as the Rams are down 7-13. And on this very first play, the Eagles are in their 12 personnel package, grouping, whatever word you like to call it, which is 1 running back, 2 tight ends, which makes up the 12, and then 2 receivers, obviously, who are left as eligibles. So on this play here, we'll be doing outside zone run to the right, and before they snap the ball, they're going to get some eye candy for the opposing defense. They're going to get a motion across by the wide receiver, and then they're going to run the outside zone run to the right, like most teams do, with a little variation. So usually you have some tight end or fullback. He's going to block all the way across to the opposite side of where you're running it to block a possible defender that's going to show up there unblocked. You don't want that defender to maybe zoom across the field and make a tackle in the backfield or stop the run play from being a long gain. So usually have somebody jet all the way across and block a possible defender that's going to show up there unblocked. So the tight end's going to do that. Linemen are going to follow their typical zone running rules, which I'll diagram real quick with the right guard, who is turned around looking at Jalen Hurts. And it is as such. So it's going to the right, and we'll diagram it as such. If anybody is on your right shoulder, up until head up or face to face with your teammate to your right, or if there is no teammate there, you can just imagine somebody's there, you're going to block that defender. And in this case, he's going to block him. He's in that area between right shoulder and head up with his teammate. Now, if nobody's there, then you'll go to the second level, a linebacker, a DB of some sort, safety, corner, whoever's there. Then you'll go upfield if there is nobody there. But in this diagram here, there is somebody there, so he'll block him. And you can do that same role for all the other linemen that are on here. But if you do have some freak athletes like the Eagles do, you can change things up a little bit. So how they decide to do it is they have their left tackle. He's going to reach all the way to block this D tackle. The left guard's going to help the center if needed, and then he'll bounce upfield to block a linebacker, whoever shows up there. And then everyone else will follow the rules that's on the right side. Running backs rules on zone real quick is the bang, bounce, or bend. It's going to the outside off the right tackle there, so you can bang it in if it's open. You could bounce it to the outside if nothing's there, or you can bend it back in if you see a cutback lane. Bang, bounce, or bend. Those are the rules for the running back as he's reading how the blocks unfold and making the proper decision to get yards. So that's what's going on with the Eagles, long story short. Rams defense is in their cheetah nickel package. Cheetah meaning they have their fastest crew of pass rushers possible. Byron Young, outside linebacker there. They have Michael Hoyt, who's kind of walking around the inside, but he is an outside linebacking edge rusher. Jared Verse, and then they're in their nickel, meaning that they have 5 defensive backs on the field. So, let's see what the heck happens here. So, real quick, you see Michael Hoyt. He's walking up closer to the line of scrimmage, which helps the lineman have a more clear idea of who needs to be blocked based on the rules, but let's let it go. All right, then you see everything unfold, and right here, you see Saquon Barkley follow his rules as a running back. He sees the bend, right? There was nowhere to bang it on the desired place originally. There was nowhere really to bounce it, so he's bending it back with the cutback that he sees there. On top of that, you see the lineman, left guard Dickerson. He's following his rules. He helped the center real quick, but he's going to go up to the second level and block a linebacker, which happens to be Omar Spates there on the inside. And he absolutely gets bulldozed by the left guard of the Eagles, Dickerson there. Very, very, very bad look by Omar. Fantastic block by the lineman for the Eagles there, Dickerson, who's going upfield. And let's let this thing go a little bit more here. As you can see, everyone gets zone blocked perfectly to the right. The left tackle does just enough to cut off his man that they specially blocked. You see Dickerson just flattening the inside linebacker, Omar Spates of the Rams. And this is where Saquon Barkley is just special. He not only gets upfield in a hurry, but once he sees that he's got to make an incredible juke to get more yardage, he totally balances this thing outside and house call, touchdown. Man, oh man. What an insanely impactful play this was. The very first play of the second half. And then this put the Eagles up by a couple scores. So Rams defense just got absolutely dominated on this run play. And then Saquon Barkley turns this into a touchdown, which most running backs, this would just be a really big gain and the safeties and DBs make a tackle. But he's a special athlete, 26 there for the Eagles. And man, oh man, touchdown, Philadelphia. Incredibly impactful. On the second impactful play of the game, third quarter, 7 minutes, 5 seconds left. Eagles offense is in a 3rd and 10 situation as the Rams are down 14-20 in the ball game. And the Eagles decide to run a running back screen pass to the right. And they have other routes that are being deployed to clear out the area that they're trying to attack. So we'll start at the very top though. You have a streak, right, by the wide receiver. You also have an in route or dig route. You have a short drag route or crossing route. And then you also have a streak at the bottom. And again, all those routes are just distractions to open up the field to the right. So with that, you'll get Saquon Barkley kind of stuttering here, like, oh, I'm going to help pass block. And then he'll release to the right along with the linemen all blocking for a second or two. And then they'll also release to the right and lead block, open up some lanes for the running back on that screen. And the important thing is never forget, screen passes where linemen are then going to be able to jet upfield has to be completed behind the line of scrimmage, or it could be a penalty, or will be a penalty, excuse me. So that's what's going on there with the Eagles. Defensively, the Rams are in their dime package. 6 DBs on the field, and they'll be running cover 1 robber man. So right now, it looks like they're in cover 2, right? There's 2 people all the way back deep, but how it's going to end up unfolding is you're going to get this safety being the one person responsible deep, right? In the one of the cover 1. And then the robber part, meaning that somebody's going to cover the underneath just in front of the deep man there. Not all the way up close like a linebacker would closer to the line of scrimmage, but zone right underneath, kind of like that intermediate area of the field. And that's what the robber coverage is. Everyone else will be in man to man. Man there, man here, man, and then Christian Roseboom, who right now looks like he's going to be rushing the passer. He's actually faking it, and he's going to be in man-to-man with Barkley, the running back, as all the other defenders will be rushing the passer. So cover 1, robber, man. So I'll let this thing go here and see what the heck happens. Well, it was the right play call for the Eagles offense at the right time. So everyone runs their routes. It clears out that area. As you can see, there's nobody here. And unfortunately, Roseboom is just not quick enough to be able to make a tackle, make a stop, or even be close to the running back Barkley here to slow him down in this 3rd and long situation. So let's let it go a little bit more. Catch. You see all the blockers leading up the field. Roseboom has no chance against Barkley. He's not even close to making a tackle and preventing this first down from happening. And as you guessed it, Barkley zooms upfield, gets the first down, and even more because he's such an electric player. Boom, missed tackle there. Another missed tackle. And extra yardage on top of it for what started as a 3rd and 10 now turns into a easy points for sure situation for the Eagles offense. As if this pass wasn't completed, or if this pass was caught and stopped before a first down happened, the Eagles kicker had not been having a good season kicking from 45 and beyond, and he did miss tons of kicks, which would have been favorable for the Rams and their defense and as a team as a whole. But later on in this drive, the Eagles scored, and it made it much tougher for the Rams to be able to come back. So what an incredibly impactful play this was, and right play call at the right time for the Eagles offense, and Saquon Barkley makes it even more impactful with his ability to break tackles, juke people out, stiff arm, and get even more yardage than probably would have happened with any other normal running back. On this 3rd impactful play of the game, 3rd quarter still, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, 3rd and 13 situation for the Rams offense as they had driven down into the red zone, but penalties, other negative plays now have backed them up on this 3rd and long situation. They are down 14-27 as they are looking to hopefully extend the game, keep themselves alive, and get some type of points, hopefully a touchdown. So on this play here, they decide to pass the football. And we'll start at the bottom. You have Puka Nacua running a deep corner route. You have Kyron Williams, the running back. He's going to be running that Texas route, which is he's going to be like a slant for a running back out of the backfield. You're going to have Davis Allen, the tight end there. He'll be running a deep corner as well. You're going to have Demarcus Robinson running a little stop comeback route. And then you're going to have Cooper Kupp before the ball snap. He's going to motion all the way across to the opposite side of the field. And once he gets in the slot area, he'll be running a deep in or dig route, whatever you like to call it, to get open there. And that is what the Rams offense is doing on this 3rd and long situation. Eagles defense are going to be running cover 4. What cover 4 means is that there's 4 people responsible deep. So that'll be one corner will have a quarter of that part deep. Safety will have that quarter. Other safety will have a quarter of that half. And then he'll have a quarter of that part deep. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders guarding deep. All have a quarter of the field, with everyone else dropping underneath. So you get underneath here, and they'll be doing like a soft zone coverage from all the shorter underneath guys. So they'll be dropping back deep, kind of guarding where the first down is as they drop back pretty far back to help and prevent a first down from being earned there. So cover 4 zone is what the Eagles are doing. So let's let this thing happen here and see what the heck happens. So, one thing I got to circle immediately. Defensive tackle Milton Williams absolutely bulldozes left guard Steve Avila here. And just keep an eye on that as I circle a couple other things that would let this thing go here. So, 3 things. Milton immediately gets pressure and gets the Matthew Stafford in his face. Also, Zach Bond, the linebacker, he drops back way too far when he should really be dropping in the zone right here underneath, not where he's currently at right there, which leaves Cooper Kupp going to be getting wide open on that deep in dig route. And if Stafford had another second and a half where he was able to either maneuver in the pocket and just play pitch and catch with Kupp on that in route, this would be an easy completion for first down, and maybe the Rams end up scoring a touchdown later on that drive. But because of Milton absolutely dominating left guard Steve Avila, Stafford has nowhere to step up, no extra time, and he takes a sack. And the Rams don't get any points on this drive after their kicker missed a field goal on 4th down right after this. So you get a coverage bust by Bond, the linebacker, but you can't exploit that from the Rams' perspective because your left guard just got beat right off the bat and got bulldozed, bull rushed. What an incredibly impactful play this was for the Rams to not be able to hold up up front, where Stafford and Kupp could have connected on an easy pitch and catch for a first down. And maybe Kupp even gets more than just those 13 yards. But didn't happen. Eagles survive, made a play up front. Rams offense didn't get any points after this sack that they gave up and took. What an impactful play this was. On this 4th impactful play of the game, 4th quarter now, 6 minutes, 28 seconds left. 2nd and 9 situation for the Rams offense as they're down 14-30. And they're trying to keep the drive alive, keep their hopes of winning alive, and hopefully get a touchdown here on this drive that they're on. So on this specific play here, they decide to pass the ball. We'll start at the top. You have a deep stop or comeback route by Cooper Kupp on the outside. Robinson in the slot has a deep corner route. Williams, the running back, will help stay pass protect in the backfield. Hunter Long, who's in at tight end, will have a motion across before the ball is snapped. Once he gets to his spot here in the slot, he'll run to the flat. Then you'll have Johnson, who's in at receiver, Tyler Johnson, who'll have a deep in or dig route, whatever you like to call it. That's what the Rams are doing on the 2nd and long. Defensively, Eagles are running a cover 1 man blitz. And they'll have the normal 4-man rush with all their D linemen. And then this linebacker here will be blitzing. And everyone else will be in man-to-man. So you get man up top there, man here, linebacker, man Williams, man up there. And the safeties here, I believe originally he was in man-to-man with the tight end there. And the one part of this cover 1 man blitz would be this safety covering deep by himself there. But what I think happens is it changes slightly based on his motion. So let's let it go a little bit more. So you see the motion happen. Now their roles switch. The other safety will now be the one in this cover 1 man. He'll be the one defender deep. And now this safety will be in man-to-man with a tight end on the opposite side of the field. So they, I believe, pre-snap, their roles were switched. But now that another pass catcher's on his side, he's got to be man-to-man with him. So again, you'll see man everywhere else, and then you'll have the linebacker blitzing. Cover 1 man blitz. All right. So let's let this thing go a little bit more. And as you can see, immediately, Matthew Stafford's pocket is collapsing. Williams, a running back on his blitz pickup on that blitzing linebacker, wasn't great. The pass protection on the outside there was not great. And things are caving in on the quarterback immediately. So Stafford has to just toss this thing up and hope it's incomplete, or maybe his receiver can get it. So you see, immediately he's getting clobbered. And he just has to throw this thing up, which he's hoping maybe he could hit Demarcus Robinson that's running that corner route. The unfortunate thing about that is that if Stafford had at least a little more time to be able to survey the field, I believe he could have hit Demarcus Robinson for a touchdown on this. Now, I know that Quinyon Mitchell, the outstanding rookie corner, is bailing back to make a play on the football. But if the ball wasn't thrown so early, he would still be in man-to-man right there with Cooper Kupp, and he would be nowhere near Demarcus Robinson on that corner route. So what a missed opportunity by the Rams here, as the pressure by the blitz package that the Eagles deployed was too much for the Rams O-line and running back there to pick up. And I really believe that if he had more time, Matthew Stafford, he could have had a touchdown here to D-Rob and could have kept them in the game, would have put them down by a couple scores with some decent time left to make a stop, maybe get the ball back, and they would have been in a much better situation here. But they didn't complete the pass. The next play, sack fumble. They didn't get any points on this drive, which really put them in a hole. But what an impactful play this was, yet again, by the pass rush of the Eagles, making Stafford have to get rid of the ball early, which, again, I believe should have and could have been a touchdown. Impactful play for sure. On this fifth and final impactful play of the game, late fourth quarter here, 2 minutes, 54 seconds left. 3rd and 6 situation for the Eagles offense as they're trying to run out the clock and ice this game and hold the Rams down to 14 points with no comeback possible. Rams are down 14-30 at this point, and the Rams defense trying to hold on, make a stop, and give the ball back to their offense and hope some miraculous comeback is possible, which is not crazy in these modern times of professional football, surprisingly. And on this 3rd down, the Eagles decide to run GT counter to the right of the screen, or the left of the field if you're the Eagles offense, facing the opposite direction, but the right of the screen here. And GT counter typically means guard tackle counter. Guard tackle meaning they'd be the ones lead blocking to the opposite side of the field. So, on counter, you fake the run one way and then you run it the opposite way. All the other linemen are going to be down blocking away from the desired area you're running it. So you're going to get tight end down block there, lineman down blocks here, tight end also. But in this version of GT counter, the T will stand for tight end. So you're going to get the guard lead blocking, and you're going to get the tight end lead blocking with the tackle down blocking. So this version of GT counter is guard tight end counter, and the running back faking the handoff or the run one way, and then he'll counter around and follow his lead blockers the opposite way, which makes that counter. So GT counter, guard tight end counter. Very unique, and you're starting to see other teams do it, and the Rams will do it every now and then, but not very often. Rams defense on this play are in their 3-4 base formation. So you have 3 D tackles, you have a nose tackle and 2 traditional D tackles, and the Rams here have deployed their biggest defensive tackles possible. And then you have your traditional outside linebackers or edge rushers, 2 inside linebackers, and because it is 3rd and 6 and the Rams are expecting the Eagles to run the football, they have corners and safeties pretty dang close to the line of scrimmage to help run support. So let's let this thing play out and see what the heck happens. So you see all the down blocks and the lead blocks form, but we have to point out what an insane job the Eagles offensive line done. So just absolutely bulldoze down block all the D linemen out of the way, which clears both lead blockers free to be able to find their designated guys. And Saquon Barkley, the all-pro level running back, does a fantastic job of reading it, being patient, and using his insane elusiveness to be able to find this alley right here, jet upfield, score a touchdown. And because all the Rams defenders were so close to the line of scrimmage, no one has a chance to chase him down, trip him up. Forget about it. Saquon, house call, game over. Rams have no shot coming back down that deep this late in the ball game. But what an insane job blocking and vision and just straight skill by the running back to be able to make this a touchdown and finish the game off. But man, oh man, when you have impactful players like the Eagles do, both on O-line, running back, you get impactful plays like this, icing games late in the season to be able to climb up the leaderboard and push for a high seed in the playoffs. Crazy play. What an impactful play.